Good afternoon. It's July 3rd, or you might want to call it 4th of July Eve. What do you see now on the 150th birthday or anniversary of July 4th? And what they're talking about is 1870. That's when they made July 4th a national holiday. It is the day of independence when we freed ourselves from the British. 1776. What a great time that was. Now look what we have done to ourselves, or more to say, look what we have allowed to be done to ourselves. We are considered the ugly American by Americans. And the rest of the world cheers. Because they know when the country is down, they are coming at us like ravaged dogs. They will tear this country apart once they're allowed in. And they are coming in now. They're on our borders. They're waiting to come through. They know the central balance of our country is gone. How do I know this? Many people ask me about questions like that. How do I know the American ideal and dream is no more? I noticed it today. I consider myself a very good man. I do have my problems, and yes, I'm not innocent of no sin. But how do I know that America is no longer America? I watch the news. I see coronavirus. I watch the news. I see Black Lives Matter. I watch the news. I see Antifa. I watch the news and I see violence and destruction and people not worrying about one thing but worried about something else. Why is this? I grew up in a weird world, and I did realize let's tackle the racism thing by the horns. Racism is a learned or taught trait. Nobody was born with it. But they can be trained to do that. And that is exactly what Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and everybody else is doing. Defund the police. All these organizations and movements are to teach us how to be racist. And you wonder, how do they know that it's being racist? It's interesting. Now that you're walking down the street, and I caught myself doing this very thing. I'm looking at people, and now I'm judging people. I used to not do that. 3 or 4 months ago, no, didn't do it at all. And I do judge people's appearance more now than I have ever done. In my entire life, I worked with all races side by side and never judged people by their race. And because of what's going on now with Black Lives Matter, are forcing people to judge Black Lives people. They're forcing people to judge white lives people. They're forcing people to judge brown size people. Asians, you name it, Native Americans, we're all being forced to judge each other now. Never used to happen that bad. Only when in certain circumstances when people were fighting over things. But if you went into a restaurant that was one table full of all nationalities, no one would say anything. We were living in an era where mixed couples was perfectly fine. The children are gorgeous that are produced. Not anymore. The socialist left, the Democrat socialist left, George Soros and the rest of them have achieved exactly what they wanted to achieve. Now they have you looking at people in a judgmental way. Is this person going to riot, break my house, bust my car up, jump me? Well, I'm going to protect myself. I've got myself a gun now. And that's exactly what they want. Did you notice? The next time there's a riot going on and you have a bunch of people out there protesting with signs saying Black Lives Matter or defund the police, or you've got some stupid kid standing in front of a police yelling, and the only reason why they're getting away with it is because the cops have more restraint with their life than those idiot kids do. But something you do not see, nowhere do you see this. The people, I'll give you an example. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, George Soros. Name any Hollywood star, I don't care who it is, that went on social media and touted that they're for this particular movement. Okay, you're for this particular movement. Why aren't you out there protesting with them, walking down the street? Oh, that's because you're safe in a little studio and you don't want to be a part of it, but you want your voice to be part of it, but don't come there. Look what happened to Seattle. The mayor did nothing until her house was vandalized. Once her property was attacked, then she made the attack or the move to clear out Seattle. You notice that's not on the news now. You don't see her in the news saying, I'm cleaning up this place and doing a great job of it. No, you don't see any of that in the news now. They're looking for where the riots are now. That's all they're doing. That's what the media is doing. That's what they're paid to do, is to find the violence and put it in your face. And I'm not going to sit here and do the most stupidest thing in the world and say, oh, I'm not racist because I have black friends. Or a black person say, I'm not racist because I have a white friend. That right there proves that you're a racist. The best statement I've ever seen was, if you have to put a color in front of your statement, then you're racist. I don't care who's saying it or what's saying it. If you say Black Lives Matter and you're black, you're racist. If you say Black Lives Matter and you're white, you're racist. Simple as that. If you have to put a color in front of your statement to make a point, then you're racist. And by doing so, you have made a judgment call upon your race. That judgment call is you want all other races to judge you according to your action and according to your skin. I honest to God believe this. If you are protesting because of that and you're allowing your skin color to be the focus point of your grievances, you're a racist, and you just told the world to judge you by your skin color. Frederick Douglass, whom I'm sure a lot of you that are protesting, that disagree with me, have no idea who this man is. Frederick Douglass was one of the first slaves to fight in politics for the freedom of the slaves. He was well listened to by politicians. And I'm sure there's a few politicians out there that were trying to utilize him for them. But why don't people listen to that? What I do know that when people are looking at what's going on, they're asking, what do you see? That's the question that's out there. That's the question that I am. Yeah, go ahead and give a call if you'd like. I'd love to have that. Here we go. You're
What's
on
up,
with
radio? What's up, radio? How are you?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Having a lot of fun. I had a lot of thoughts going on through my head today. That's why I
I guess like you're about to end the podcast. Am I right?
No, we're good. No, thoughts to my head about the title of the show today is what do you see? So my question to you is, when you're walking down the street now, and just in general, just anybody, what do you see when you see a person now? That's the
Like
question.
when I walk in the street. When I walk in the street.
Yeah, when you're walking down the street, if you see a black person, brown person, white person, Asian, what do you see? Do you see a person, or do you see their race or skin color?
What kind of question is that?
Well, the reason why I'm bringing this question up is because of the riots and stuff that are going on with Black Lives Matter.
I think it's the people who are sitting on the bigger positions, so like who are influential, who have good identity with good contacts and all, like those are the ones I guess who are just actually who can be actually called as racist, and not the. I don't think like there are tons of innocent civilians who are not racist and who do are the white people, and like I really think
hold on
that
a second. I can't believe I got my phone here. All right, sorry about that. Right in the middle of the show,
okay.
The phone goes off and I forgot to mute it.
That's okay. So what I'm saying is, like I feel that as a person, I would just see an innocent civilian. I'd like to have a good talk with him. I'd like to have a good conversation.
Well, okay,
I'd like to know about
I
his
understand those points of view, but what I'm getting at is because of what's going on now. When I was raised and being brought up, I worked with all groups of people from all nationalities all over the world. And because of the way Black Lives Matter and Antifa and all these riots that are going on now, people are no longer looking at people as Americans or people, for instance. Now they're starting to go, oh, is this person going to riot on me? Is this person going to bust my car up? So what has happened, and the reason why I wanted to bring this subject up is, in my mind, what has happened is they have taken what was once great in this country, where people were working together, being part of each other. Now they've turned it right back to the way it was 100 years ago. Now we're starting to judge people again by their color before we even get to meet them. That's what I'm trying to get out the point. I hope I'm making my point right, because a lot of people.
Exactly.
You see where I'm going with this? I mean, even when this show is, I had to reference myself because you hear on the news and a lot of places out there what people are talking about. They always preference, it doesn't matter if it's skin color or if it's sexual orientation or what it may be. They always say, oh, I have a black friend, or I have a white friend, or I have a gay friend, or I have an Indian friend, or I have that. Why do we have to say that? How about I have a friend? Do you see
Exactly.
where
We
I'm
should
going
say
with this?
that.
Why do we have to preference that? Preferencing it makes
Exactly.
you racist. And so,
Exactly. I understand. I
yeah,
understand.
and that I was thinking about this all day today because it started infiltrating me. And I said, wait a minute, they are brainwashing me now. Somebody that's probably got a very open-minded head, even though I'm
Well,
a,
see, it's
you
also
know what I'm
that.
saying? Wait a minute, why am I thinking like this? What's going on here? And that's exactly what they want to do here in this country. I do apologize. Are you here in the country? Are you in the U.S.?
No, I'm from India.
Okay, that's perfect. That's okay. That's okay. And the reason why I bring it up is you guys have same issues over there, but it's different. I don't know. Is it different in India that way, or is it, you know?
Uh,
I mean,
see,
do you have the same kind
like,
of issues there that we have here when it comes to racism?
like you can say like in India mostly it's like intercaste. Like if you consider the topic of intercaste marriage, like there are two people of different caste or like of different skin colors. They do love each other and they elope from the house. You can say sometimes it sometimes happens that they elope from the house, get married, but sometimes it's like things don't go well and wanted between the couple, and since they elope from the house, so it's like they can't even go back to their house, like having a fear like
Exactly. They're scorned by their
how
particular
they will
family or
confront their
whatever.
parents. Yeah, how they'll confront their parents and all. And it's like I would say that here in India we don't like actually have something like this is a black guy, this is a black girl, we'll do something like that. As far as like I am living in a small town here, it's like though like the people who are black actually live in slum areas, but it's not like that all the black people who live in India are living in slums. They also live in like the complexes, apartment. Even like the black people are doing a good job in India. Like they're employed, they earn well. It's not like that. But it's like,
Right. But
even like there are black people who are perverts as well here in
well,
India. Like,
let me ask you this. Now, you're saying that the black people, some of them live in slum areas. Are all your slums only
No,
black?
what I said is in my small town I've seen like tons of black people living in slum areas, and like I'm also saying it's not that they are like all the black people who live in India live in slum areas. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying that there might be like the developed cities and all, where like there are lots of there must be the developed cities where there are lots of black people employed, earning well, they're literate, educated. So it's
It
not
is.
like that.
No, I agree with you 100%. But here's the real interesting thing that you say that, because we say the same thing here in the United
Well,
States,
see, see,
especially in,
see. Yeah, I
like
also
in
want to make a.
Chicago. Chicago says, "Oh, okay, the bad area of town is the black area." No, it's not. Well, you go to those areas of town. There's also whites, Hispanics, Asians, all living in that same town. But why is it
Mhm.
associated as the black area of town? And
I. So
that
you mean
that
to say that
scenario.
Chicago is considered? You mean to say that Chicago is
Exactly,
considered as a.
exactly. So no matter what city you go in, people are thinking the bad area of town is because there are black people in that bad area. No, that's the impression they get. Now, this is where I'm going with this because of the riots, and I'm sure you've seen them on TV here in the United States, the Black Lives Matter. These
Mhm.
people are protesting Black Lives Matter because they presumably had a death by a cop. So they want people to recognize
I
black.
know about George Floyd. I know about George Floyd.
Okay. And it's sad that that happened. But what they're doing now is they're actually separating the races in this country. Now they're
Uh,
being so violent. They've been taken over by some violent groups. And when they were trying to fight, saying, hey, Black Lives Matter, now there are people are starting to look, well, you're black, so all you are is violent. So now they're actually forcing people to look at them as black violent people and not just as an American or a citizen of whatever country they happen to be in. Because I guess the riots are happening in France and some of the other places too.
Exactly.
And
Well, also see, it's like in okay, I'll tell, like let me just complete. I'd say that like see, if it's like a case of a marriage, like if it's like there are two intercaste people, like of different caste, of different skin color, it sometimes kindly pricks to the parents. It sometimes pricks to the parents, and some parents are like, they just want their daughter or sons to get married only and only to the person who's of the same caste, of the same standards. Like if the father is rich, he wants his son or daughter to get married to a rich guy, or like, and also of the same caste, having the same mother tongues. But if it's like there is sometimes also the case that there's a black girl and the white guy, or the black or like the white girl and the black boy loving each other, and they elope from the house and all. So it's like if they are actually eloping, they should make sure that the things will go well and wanted ahead in their future. It should not be like,
really, and it used to be
yeah,
that
it should
way
not be,
until
yeah,
all right. It
yeah, it
used
should
to
not
be
be
like
like
that.
things should, yeah, it should not be like that things will change after marriage, and like in the relationships the things were well, and after marriage the things didn't go well. It should not be like that, dude. When you are in a relationship, you should trust, like there's a trust, communication, as well as like if you are getting intimidated, you'll give birth to a child, there are going to be tons of responsibilities, and also there's
Well,
going to be like a
this,
financial
this,
issue when you elope from the
that's
house.
all well and good, but this is what it all comes down to. It comes down to simple as this: if you have a black and white couple married and they love each other, but the families hate the fact that one is white and one is black, the problem is not the couple. The families or
Yeah,
whatever are
the
tearing them
color.
apart. And what happens is if they succeed in tearing them apart, nothing has changed for the immediate family. They
See,
just destroyed two kids.
even family should learn to live happy with what their kids are happy with. If the son or a daughter is loving a black guy or a black girl, it's like the family should be happy with the son's or the daughter's happiness. That's it.
Right,
And like
exactly.
maybe that's when like these couples who actually elope from their houses because of like being refused to just marry just because they have a different caste, a different color, will never elope if like the parents will give an agreement, like if it's like like that, if like if it's like if it's going to be given a yes from the parents in such matters, I feel like people will stop eloping from their houses. And also it's not just the color, it's also like on the basis of caste as well. Sometimes like people, and like
A lot of things are based like that, but the problem is what's going on now is our youth is being taught how to think a certain way.
and
At
even
least
the
here in the United
couples do
States.
get
I don't know
immature
how it
even.
is in India or some of the other places in the world, but here they're taught that you have to have a divisiveness between races now. Why are they teaching stuff like this? They're teaching stuff that, like, Abraham Lincoln was an evil person because he freed the slaves. Where does this thought process come from? And why are people thinking like this? This is wrong. This is not how our country is built. We are going
Exactly,
to be
I know.
celebrating 150 year of the date of July 4th. That was the day it was brought into as a national holiday as of 150 years ago. And we have accomplished so much in the world, both good
Mhm.
and bad. Don't get me wrong, good and bad, which is another reason why I really get irritated. Everybody has to justify, oh, we're so bad, but we did some good things. Oh, you're so bad. They're always justifying. We are a
So
very
how many
judgmental
years
people.
have you completed independence with?
Say again?
How many years have has the America completed the
Well,
independence with?
America achieved their independence in 1776, July 4th. But in
Okay.
1870 is when it was officially made a national holiday. So as of 150 years ago tomorrow, it became a national holiday, July 4th, celebrating the independence.
Okay, but there should be
That's
like
the reason why
school.
they say it's 150 years.
I
But
feel
we
that there
achieved it
should be a
almost
half day. I
243 years ago or something.
I feel that there should be a half day on schools for celebration of Independence Day, like of hosting a flag, singing the anthems, and
Oh, that's not allowed. That's not allowed. That's considered racist now. The national anthem is a racist thing. They're trying to disband 4th of July as a racist holiday. That's what's going on right now in the United States.
I exactly
Everything
don't
is
understand what you mean by this. Like, how come this 4th of July is considered with racism?
that's exactly the point. That right there is exactly the point. How can these people, the Black Lives Matter people and the Antifa people, are pushing, and our politicians are following suit? They're bowing down to these people, saying, yes, we better get rid of these holidays. They're removing the names of the schools. They're removing the names of our military bases. They're removing names in our history. They're wiping
That
our
are related
history
to
out.
black. Like
Well,
these schools and all are related to black people or something? Is it like that?
all of them are. They were taking down statues of Frederick Douglass. He's a black man that helped. That's the point. What's going on? They're not no longer fighting for their race. They've already separated race in this country. Now they're fighting
Okay.
to get rid of the United States of America. They want to make
In
it a socialist country.
even I feel like that point I said about India and like the couples elope. If the couple elopes, they get married. It's not like they should break their marriage. It's really, 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 really a very, very foolish, or like a very, like a person who makes such dumb decisions. It's like they have a regret in their life. Like they should be smart enough to live happy and together. And if they don't live happy, and if they separate and all, it's like they have no other option rather than like living their life all alone and independent if the parents don't accept them, when even when they get back home, even when they get back home after the marriage broke and all. So it's like if the couple elopes, they should be smart enough to just like make
How
sure that the marriage,
Here's the question:
marriage lasts
Do you
long
have
forever.
teenagers of your own? Do
What?
you have children? Do you have children of your own?
No, I'm not married.
But you do know teenagers and kids around, right? Are you? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
23, not more younger than you.
Okay. If you have friends and you try to tell them that whatever they're going to do, if they're going to go, do a prank on somebody or something, I'm just making a hypothetical, and you tell them that's not a good idea, and they go ahead and do it anyway, that's the issue that we're dealing with here in the United States. No matter if you're right or wrong, and you
No,
can prove that you have the better way of doing it, they will
I
not
see.
listen because they're blinded to their own viewpoints. So they're going to go do it no matter what until they actually get
Exactly.
hurt in doing it. That's what's happening here in the United States with our whole country, and our leadership foundation
Okay.
is
What
now
What do
they're
you mean
tearing it
by
apart.
what do you mean by remove? They are removing the schools, the militaries, and all. Like, what do you mean? I
The
understood the
names,
statue
the
part. I
names.
understood the statue part that it was like related to some like
Okay,
black
I'll
man
give you
and
an
all.
example. There's a military base, Fort Hood. They're demanding
Okay.
that this military base change its name because General Hood was a general in the Confederate Army. And they presumably saying, well, he was fighting for the Confederate Army. That means he's a racist because he hates blacks. That's their philosophy. That happened over 100, 200 years ago, 100 years ago, whatever, during the Civil War. Okay. That's
Like it
our
had
history.
black people in the for in like that military had the black people working for them, like the soldiers or something.
No. Fort Hood is the name of the military base.
Okay.
Okay, and they have everybody there. They have all nationality races serving in the military, the U.S. military, the Army.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
because the base was named after a general, from the Civil War over 100 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
they associate the name of that base is racist, and anybody on that base is a racist person. Doesn't matter what color they are. That's their philosophy, their viewpoint on it.
So it's like
They
you're
don't
saying that
care
when the
about the
name
history.
changed from, it's like you're saying that the name when the name changed from Civil War to generalhood, they're discriminating on the basis of nationalities.
And that's the thing. They won't even give a name that they want to change to. They just want to change to. Well, what if they change it to another Confederate general? Then they're going to get upset over that. The point being is everything they're doing, our history is based on Civil War also. That was a war of brother against brother. Literally,
Okay.
families were torn in half, some living north, some living south, and they were fighting each other. Okay,
Okay.
killing brother against brother. That's why
Yeah,
this
but
whole thing,
both might be having the same family, right?
yeah,
No.
both same. It would be like I have three brothers.
Okay.
Like one or two of my brothers would be fighting me because they lived on the other side of the street, even though we have
Right.
the same mother and father.
Oh my God.
That seriously, you should read the Civil War and what it was, and that's what it was.
Yeah, we are
Okay,
never taught like much about the American history and all, like in the
right,
course
which
I
is
studied.
understandable, but that's how they're looking at things. Um, let me think. I know
Can you just
India
explain
have
a little?
you guys.
No, no,
Go
no.
ahead.
Can you explain a little in a simple words about those schools and the like the military part? And all? I understood like you pretty much mean that they discriminate on the basis of nationalities, like because that military had like a lot of people from different ethnicities or like nationalities. That's what the Americans were discriminating on the basis of. Am I right?
Uh, I don't think quite that you hit the point yet. Is with a military base. Okay, let's just call it military. The Blue Sky, Fort Blue Sky. Let's just say
Okay, it's a name. Okay.
that's just the name. That's all they're doing. Who's on that base? They do not care about. They do not care about what happened on that base. One of the things, the reason why I bring up Fort Hood, because it was in the controversy of them arguing about it. Fort Hood was the place where we had a terrorist attack where one of our majors, a leading officer, went into the post office on Fort Hood and shot everybody because he was a terrorist, infiltrated the military on this. He was hollering Allah Akbar and he shot all these people and everything else. That's one thing about something else that people don't realize.
He shot the
Military
people
bases
and
have
where?
every nationality on them. The
He
name
shot
means. Go ahead.
he shot the people and where? He shot the
Yeah,
people near
absolutely. You go to a post office to mail a letter, right? In India,
like
they
the
have post
military.
office.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Post
Okay.
office. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Okay. Just remember. Just think about it like this: you're standing in a post office. Somebody walks in with a gun and shoots
Uh-huh.
everybody in the post office.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what this major did. He was a major in the military, but he was radicalized by the Taliban, and he walked
I
into a
see.
military base and shot everybody.
What do you mean by radicalized by the Taliban? I know Taliban and it's like an
Okay,
army kind of thing.
radicalized means um, here's a
Hired?
good way. What's your religion? Is it Buddha or what's your religion?
Hinduism.
Hindu. Okay. Say like you and your brother, let's say I'm just doing a hypothetical. You're Hindu and your brother
Mm-hmm.
is a Russian communist, but you
Okay.
thought he was Hindu. All of a sudden he comes out and starts flying a communist flag and starts, killing your dogs and cats and everything in the yard. You never knew this happened because
Oh.
he was radicalized. They mentally changed his thought process to think
Oh.
communism was better than Hinduism. That's what
Okay.
radicalized means. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's happening right now here in the United States with the Black Lives Matter people. is they've radicalized them from good Americans thinking this is a great country to thinking this is a real bad, ugly country and it should be destroyed. Well, that radicalization is coming from outside. Oh, it looks like somebody else wants to join the conversation. Hang on a second here.
Sweet sandal of
You're on the air with Russ and I'm sorry, Vin, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Hey, Vin.
Hey,
No,
how you doing there? What are you suicidal, dude?
Not today. Not
Not
today.
Good.
Possibly tomorrow, but maybe not today.
Today. What country are you from?
I'm English, and I'm living in Spain.
Okay, fantastic. Vin is over in India, and I'm here in the United States. So we're getting worldwide attention here. So this is great.
We are. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, how much of the show did you get? It looks like you just popped out recently.
Yeah,
Vin and I were really getting. It's Vinny. I'm sorry, Vinny, right?
Yeah, just
you can call me Vin as well. You can call me Vin.
Don't worry, Don't worry.
No,
Vinny,
everyone mostly calls me. No, everyone mostly calls me Vin.
Don't worry, Vinny. I've been called a lot worse than you could possibly imagine.
As long as they don't call you late for dinner, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we're talking about radicalization, and I was explaining to Vinny how radicalization works on a person, where they change the thought process from one focus.
So you mean to say, like, the people who are in the higher positions are actually just creating a misunderstanding or a wrong thinking in the minds of innocent civilians regarding to the black people?
That's exactly what it is. They have set a precedence within the minds of the youth. Now it has to be in the youth because old people such as myself, it's very hard to get us to change our ways. So they start with the schools and they start young. The Germans did this. This is how they taught the Aryan race. Is they taught them young.
Are we talking about BLM at the moment?
Yeah, it's all tying in. The Black Lives Matter is the same thing. They're actually, okay, let me bring you up to speed here, Suicidal. The reason why I chose the topic of the show, what do you see? Because of what Black Lives Matters, Antifa, and all the riots that are going on here are changing the consciousness of a lot of people here in the United States. So when I was growing up, if people were walking down the street, we'd see Americans. Now we start judging again by skin color. Doesn't matter if they're black, white, red, pink, or whatever.
And that's the whole point. The problem is with the BLM is that you can't adjust the individual to what they're going to do. You can try and make the people in the grand scheme. Yes, you can make them go, oh yes, and the BGLT is wonderful, and the Black Lives Matter is wonderful, and all the rest of it, and you can have the suicidal alcoholic is wonderful. But what you will never do is change the opinions of the man.
Oh, absolutely. No, you will not change the opinion of somebody such as myself.
Right now.
But if you get a 15-year-old in school, you can change their viewpoint and focus by time
No, you can't.
Huh?
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
It's impossible.
What do you mean? No, it's not impossible. It's called brainwashing.
I'm terribly sorry. It's not. It's a general feeling. It's what you believe, right?
Okay. Let me ask you this.
No, hold on. Hold on, mate. Okay. No, hold on, mate. Let me ask you this, right? If I believe that black people are worthless, right? I do not believe that. Right.
But that's true. I agree. So where are you going? Go for it.
If I believe in that, right, that would be my belief. Right? You can't take away my belief, can you?
No,
And
but
you can't also take away my opinion, right? So
yes,
if
you
my
can.
opinion,
And also,
no,
radio.
no, you cannot
I
take
can
away
prove it
my
to you.
opinion.
I
No,
can
you
prove
can.
it to you.
What you
Okay.
can prove that you can remove my opinion
Yes.
because you want me to believe something else.
Yes.
No, you cannot do.
Exactly.
Yes, you can.
Go on
You
then.
can.
It's not going to take sitting down and showing you a textbook.
No, go
Okay.
on
It's
then.
like you
I
need to
am
be
sitting here.
justified. You need to be justified about, like, I guess, like you
Justified
might
about
have heard,
what?
like you might have heard something wrong, or like you should be
If
clarified, or like it's like someone must
if
have told you something wrong, and it's like it's really
what?
better for
Hold
you.
on, hold on, hold on. The world has been categorically
No, you say
spoken
that you
for
have a belief.
by
No.
the world. Yes, right. So you and your Indian partners, you were. I'm terribly sorry because I'm English, so I am an oppressor to you. Yeah, because we took over your country. So you feel that I should be what?
Well, let's all right. Let's go there. If that's a good example to do this, because we're talking about Black Lives Matter. Do you, as being English, believe you're the cause of slavery in the United States?
No, what I believe is the cause.
Why don't you believe that?
Because the cause of the cause of slavery is slavery.
No, the British
No.
are the ones that brought the slavery here.
No.
Mhm.
Well,
Yes, they did. The
All
United
right.
States
All right
did
then.
not have
All
the
right then.
ships or the ability to get them
If all
until
right
the
then.
British
All
brought
right
them
then.
in. Now, right there is the proof that you were saying you can't change the belief.
No,
But
no.
the
What
belief
you
that you say
no,
that the
no.
No,
But
British
if
what
did
you
not
you
do
will,
no,
that,
but what
but
no,
if
did
no,
you
do
will,
it.
but
if your
fucking hell.
viewpoints, opinions.
But what you're saying is that slavery is a bad thing. Yes, correct.
There's slave. Yes, it's a bad thing. Let's just say it is.
Right, right. Now stop it there. So we all know that slavery is a bad thing, and everything had to come from slavery. Correct?
When I don't understand the last part. Say that again.
Everything had to come from slavery, didn't
No.
it?
Where'd you get that idea from?
Because that's what happened in the world. If you look back on the actual literal where the people came from in the world, we all came from Ethiopia. Yeah? 25,000, 30,000 years ago, we came from Ethiopia. We are all technically black.
Well, that's a genetic
what-
thing. You're going
Exactly,
a little. I
it's
understand where you're
genetics.
going from it, but what does that
Exactly,
have
it's
to do with what's going on now? What
What's
will
it got to
that
do with
contribute
what's
to?
going on now? Hold on.
Yeah.
The Black Lives Matters, right, is all about. It's all about the way that police are dealing with black people, right? All of a
No, it's
sudden
not.
now, no.
So
no,
you're trying to tell me that because of George Floyd, who died at
yes,
the hands of a white cop, that all white
yes,
cops are bad?
no.
That's
I'm
just what
telling
you
you.
said. You
I'm
just said
telling
that.
you. I'm telling you that criminal was a criminal.
Yeah, George Floyd was a criminal, but was his
Right,
criminal
so-
action bad enough to die for? No. Was
Hold
the
on a
cop a
minute.
bad cop?
It's the law
I
who
don't
would
know.
decide that.
Hold
He
on.
should be
Did he
punished.
do?
Yeah,
Did he do
yeah.
his job?
George should have been punished by the as per the law, and not like I think like the way cop was like actually putting his knee on his
No,
head
but
behind.
what? No, but what I'm saying is that everything has become jumped up, and it's become because of this situation that the Formula One cars. I don't know if you follow Formula One in India or in the United States, right? They've changed their livery, their colours to black. Yeah. So why would I?
Why would they do
I'm
that?
not. Yeah. Why
Like
would they
what
do
does he
that?
mean?
All right,
What they've done with the cars.
Do you
Go on,
see
sorry.
how the Black Lives Matter issue has infiltrated the mindset of basically the United States right now?
It's
the way-
infiltrated. It's
and you just
infiltrated the
said-
world.
You
And
just
that's a
said
bad
that you
thing.
cannot change someone's belief. But if you can't change someone's belief, then why would they change the color of their cars to black for Black Lives Matter? That's changing somebody's belief.
A belief of what?
Because they used to fly the Confederate flag, which is misinterpreted.
I don't
in
care
history.
about flags
But-
and shit. Tell me what you want, right? I'm terribly sorry. My phone switched off. But are you a black person? And I'm terribly sorry for asking that.
Vinny, didn't I
Right.
tell you that happens a lot?
Right? So are you a black person?
Me.
No, he's Indian.
I'm an Indian.
No, you. I know you're an Indian. You're
The
Aussie.
reason why I sort of caught you on a spot there is before you came on, there was a statement that I was telling Vinny that most people, when they start talking this subject, they always say, I have a black friend, or I have a white
No,
friend,
I have
or I
no
have this
study
kind of
black.
friend. What about
radio?
just
Listen to
having
me.
a
Listen
friend?
to me, radio. Radio, listen to me. If I even say if I have a black friend and all, it's like some people sometimes didn't mean to be racist. They didn't mean to say him like while referring him as black. They didn't mean to be racist at that time.
Mate,
It's like
mate,
they're
I'm
just
not-
kindly
I'm not-
introducing sometimes. Okay.
I'm
That's
not mean
exactly
to-
right.
I'm
So
not-
when you start
I'm not-
bringing color into anything, you have
I'm not
become a
meaning.
racist person.
I'm not meaning
No,
to be
matter who you
it's like
racist.
a person. If I say I have a gay friend, it doesn't mean I'm teasing that guy as gay. I'm just introducing him to someone else. It can be just like a kind introduction. I'm just introducing him kindly as well. It doesn't just means in a wrong way.
No,
Okay,
no,
it's
no,
like
no,
there
no,
are
that-
people.
But
No,
why
There
no,
are
no,
people who
that's
misunderstand
wrong.
this.
bringing that
No,
out?
no, that's
This is my gay
100%
friend.
wrong.
How about this is my friend?
Exactly.
Even
This is
that's
my
right.
friend.
I'm just
Point I'm
saying.
getting at.
Yeah, you
I'm
don't
just
have to say
saying.
gay.
No, I'm just saying, like what?
Exactly.
Like, not just gay.
I'm
Not just
and
gay.
I'm just saying, I don't understand, and in the grand scheme of things, I kind of don't believe what's going on. Because
Oh, I don't
these-
either. I do not believe what's happening here about the Black Lives Matter and everything. I believe there was an atrocity committed.
See, what
But-
I'm trying to say
No,
is, even
there,
if I
there
say
wasn't.
that,
There wasn't an atrocity committed. Yeah, there was a
But
murder.
the killing of George
right?
Floyd was an atrocity.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was an unfortunate state of events, right?
I'm going to have to disagree with a little bit on that because I've seen
Right.
what the cops did, and the cops did
Yeah, but
wrong.
you weren't there, were you? Were you there when it happened?
That's a good point. No,
see,
I was
radio,
not.
radio.
No, you
Radio.
weren't. Right now, all you saw was what the media wanted you to see.
Now let me get to
and
that point right there.
Hold on, no, hold on.
If you're absolutely
same
right in what
time-
you're saying, we
at
only
the
know
same
what the
time,
media and the
I
news is
haven't-
saying to us.
I haven't
that
even
nobody
seen.
should be rioting or protesting right now at all. Period. Because
No,
nobody should. There should not be any protest whatsoever.
of course,
Period.
of course, shouldn't. Of course, they shouldn't, because people should be simple and realize that everyone has got to get away from this COVID stuff. But the Americans believe that they're bigger than everyone else and better than everyone else.
Everybody thinks that. Everybody thinks that.
So
The
when I'm
British
in
think they're
Spain,
better than
no,
everybody.
hold
United
on
States
a
does,
minute, mate.
Canada,
Hold on a
India,
minute,
Russia,
mate.
China. Everybody thinks they're better than everybody else.
Well, hold on a minute, mate. So I've been sat here for 4 months, right? 4 months. And I haven't been able to go out of my house for 2 of those months. right?
Okay.
I
Look,
lost my
let me stop you right
job.
there. Hang on a second. Hang on. You said you're in Spain, right?
Spain, yes.
Okay. Now, did you get caught there because of this stupid coronavirus?
No, I've lived here. I
You
lived
lived
here
there.
for 20
So
years.
now they got you locked in. Okay, I just wanted to be clear on that. Go ahead and continue
Yeah.
on with the statement you're making. You've been there for 2 months, locked in your home. Go ahead.
Yeah, 2 months locked in my home. And what did I do? I stayed locked in my home. Yeah?
Why?
I didn't go. Why? Because the people who told me, the people who went, that's not good, you shouldn't do that. And at the same time, the people who, the government, not just the government, but a royal decree, the king and the queen said, you cannot do this.
So by that right, what you just said, they changed
Yes,
your belief
is
without proof.
is why your country is full of morons.
Why would you insult my country that way?
Because
of your
your
belief.
country has got 100,000 deaths of COVID-19.
How do you know that?
And
How do
I
you know that? Were you there?
Because
Have you
Donald
seen
Trump
100,000 deaths?
because Donald Trump told me.
So by that rationale,
your
what
president.
you just said to me about George Floyd dying, you said, were you there? I said, no. You said you have no proof. But on that same venue, you turned around and said the United States have 100,000 deaths because of Donald Trump, and you have no proof.
No,
So
I
how
didn't
can
say
you use the same matrix on both and
I
use it
didn't say
differently.
because of Donald Trump, did I?
Yes, you did.
I did not say because of Donald Trump.
You said Donald Trump told you.
No, Donald Trump told you to put a mask on, and your
Right.
muppet
That's
faces
changing your belief.
and your idiot faces decided that I'm not going to do that because
And I
that
don't.
is against my rights. Yeah.
Yes.
And you've got these 10, 15, 20 rights or whatever they are. The fucking uselessness.
We had to do that because of what the British did to us. That's why we got free. That's the reason why when Obama was in office, Obama hated
about what
Kenya
you guys are
because
talking about.
Kenya was a colonial colony and he despised colonialism. That's why he didn't like the United States so much, because we are a colonial colony of the British and we got tired of being squashed by the powers and the tyranny of it. We wanted our own country, so we fought for it.
Give over. What a load of bullshit.
Really? You know what's interesting about that? I have a history book from Britain.
I have a history book as well.
Of what happened here in the United States.
Can you tell me?
Let me ask you something. What happened in 1812? You should know this from the British side of the view. What happened in 1812?
1812 was the secession of the English.
The secession? What do you mean?
Secession of it was the English buggering off from the English. From the American the American way.
1812 was the War of 1812 against the British.
I know
what
they lost because of Jackson. Now,
what happened
are you ready
in
for this?
1812?
There's a little history. If you were saying that we just left, why in the War of 1776, when we actually had our independence, was granted in 1778, and we won, ran the British out of our country.
You won. Hold on. Sorry.
Now, hang on.
Sorry.
We started a new country. The British came back.
Hold on. Sorry. What did you win?
The United States again, and we ran them off again.
What did you win in 1770 odd?
We made a country. That's the United States.
No.
Radio, can you
No,
please
didn't.
repeat what you said?
No, you didn't make. You didn't make a country, did you?
Yes,
Because
we did.
we'd already made the country for you.
didn't. No. You're so wrong on everything.
No.
This right? Okay.
Radio.
Oh wow, this is great. This is absolutely great, guys. I love this, and the reason why is because, gentleman, suicidal. I'm gonna have to call you suicidal. That's your name on there. You said you
Steve.
cannot change the perception of somebody, and you're absolutely right because I will never
Exactly.
be able to change you from the truth that you believe what happened here in the United States, and you will never change me at the belief of what happened here in the United States. And because of that, we have discourse between what we're thinking here. And you think one thing, and I think another thing, and that all comes from
Yes,
education of the youth. And that's how you change a country from a free
No, it's
country
not.
to a communist country because of the youth teaching them what you want to hear and not what the other person wants to hear, and
What
refusing
the
to
fuck
hear
are you
what
going
the
on
other
about?
person
You
has.
absolute fucking prick.
Don't you love this? Because this is
What are
how
you
can,
going on?
this is how you can tell the truth.
Are you saying
This
that
is how you
you're,
can tell
you're,
the truth. When you're talking the truth,
you're,
the
try,
person
you're
that's
trying.
losing the fight usually ends up swearing and calling names, and that's
No,
what
so
the left
I'm
socialists
I'm
do
terribly sorry,
here
but
when they
you're
can't get a
trying.
fight good.
You're
is
trying to
because
Radio.
organize
the
a
fact is,
communist
he starts
Radio.
calling names.
country.
Oh
You're
I
God.
love
trying to
it. This
organize
is
a communist
fantastic.
country.
This is absolutely wonderful. I'm going to use this
Radio.
time and time again. This is so great. Thank you. This is
Radio.
good.
Time and time again. Yes, it's because you won't listen, my friend.
Because
It's
you're not
because
telling
you
the
won't
truth.
listen.
You're telling
How?
your truth.
No, I'm telling
You're telling
what I
your
believe,
truth.
and you believe what you want to believe.
And there's no
And
way you're going to change my belief. So you in
Exactly.
turn started calling me names
Exactly.
and calling my country names because we
See,
will
we
not
can't
bow down
afford to
to
call
your
both of
views.
you as right. If you both are
Exactly.
contradicting each other, we can't afford to call both of you as right. What we can believe on is the real evidences and proofs of both of you. And whoever's proofs
No,
has the
there's
whoever's proofs
always
has
a
the
proof that will be overridden by another.
if there are two contradictions, it's obvious that the proof
No,
should be
there can't be
required
two
to
contradictions. No, because a contradiction is 1 to 1. A contradiction can't be two more.
No, that's not what he was saying. He was saying there could be multiple contradictions on the multiple different issues. You have a viewpoint and I have a viewpoint.
I do agree.
You'll find another viewpoint that I will contradict you with.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me ask you a question, if I may.
Rock and roll, man.
Do you love your country?
Absolutely. And I don't wear a mask.
Oh, God, please wear a mask. But why do you love your country?
Why do I love my country? Because I was born here and they treat me right and I have the ability to do with what I want.
What do you do for a living, if I may ask?
I get British people on the air to try to contradict me.
Cheeky bastard.
Hey, now that's a first. I've never been called a cheeky bastard before, but that's cool.
Well,
I'll keep that one in my back pocket.
Radio,
Well,
can you tell me some history? Can you please tell me
here's the
something?
point. I'll give you a little history lesson also. You remember when the wall came down in Russia? Were you old enough for that? Vinny, I don't think you were old enough for that, but that's okay. Mr.
I remember when the
were you
wall. I
around for
remember
that?
when the wall came down in Germany.
That's Russia. When
No,
Russia
it was
took the wall down in
Germany.
Germany, do you remember that?
It was Germany. It was
Yeah, but you do remember it,
1980.
or do you remember what was just told to you?
No, it was 1982 and 1980.
Yeah, you're close. It was in the
wall
80s.
came.
During Ronald Reagan time, yes. The reason why I'm bringing this up. Okay.
It was Ronald Reagan time.
Yes.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Now let me bring this up, and the reason why I bring it up is Reagan said, Gorbachev, please tear down this wall. They went, and he actually did it. He tore down the wall and unified Germany. Okay. At the same
No, he
time,
didn't.
the USSR was going in through a whole revolt change. No longer was it the USSR. They brought in a little bit of freedom to them.
Hold on, you do realize
hang
that
on a second. The people
you do realize that the USSR had absolutely nothing to do with the wall in East and West Germany, don't you?
if you say so. Anyway,
No,
so this is what happened
because
when
it
the
was
freedom started getting
East.
a little bit into
Hold on,
Russia.
hold on, mate.
Oh, Jesus, here we go. Okay,
It
go
was
ahead.
East,
Go ahead.
East, and West Germany, not Russia. It was Germany. That's why it was called the Berlin Wall, my friend.
Where have you been reading your history? All right, let
from
me ask
the-
you this. Let me ask you this. Along your lines of thinking, who built the Berlin Wall?
built the Berlin Wall.
Yes.
East Germany.
So what you're saying is after the US, France, England, Russia, everybody went in and totally decimated the country of Germany, and we decided to separate the two, the East and West.
1944.
See,
What,
see,
you-
see, the
you're
thing is,
talking
this is
Second World
another
War here.
trait of somebody that doesn't know the facts well, is they try to
Sorry.
overtalk somebody that's trying to show them the facts.
I'm
Because
sorry.
the fact is, Germany, after World War II, had
are you talking
nothing. The ability to do nothing. The transition from people leaving was unsustainable. Russia had to build that wall through Germany to keep people from leaving the country. That's who built the wall.
What a load of bullshit.
All right.
No,
You
that's not what happened.
I'm going to tell you something. I am not here to change your mindset. And the reason why is because I will never change
Radio.
your mindset. Because
God,
Radio,
that's
can I say
hilarious.
something?
there's a couple of things you do that proves to me that you have not done your research. You giggle and
go on,
laugh,
man.
you
Radio.
swear, and you call people names because those are the factors
Russell.
that people stand upon that have no facts to stand upon.
You
So when you do
think
your
Radio.
history,
all
when you
right,
read
then. All right, my friend,
and understand
you think that the Russians put up
just because you're talking
the-
slower now doesn't mean you're any smarter.
no, I know
See
it
radio.
doesn't.
See
I know
radio.
it doesn't.
I'm just getting. I don't know what to
You
say.
believe that the
right.
Russians
All
made
right, let's do this. I just happened to realize something. We're so far off the subject now into an area that
we
Poor
have gotten off
Vinny
subject.
needs to research on because it's not his fault.
See,
Vinny is
I am not.
23.
See. I'm just like, he is actually saying that you actually have something wrong to say. You're saying something wrong. He's saying something right. It's kind of it's like a chose for me to decide upon like what's right. Okay, it's kind of a puzzle or a chose for me, and
Right.
and
Exactly.
also I just request Radio Russell to please talk about something in which like everyone agrees properly and all, because I don't think you're just here to argue with someone or like to actually like if you're like here for clarifying him or like if he's actually clarifying you, then it's really kind of difficult for me to like actually understand what is the real thing that happened in American
Exactly.
history.
And that's pretty much where
Okay.
we were at. And we got off onto a real tangent on that, which happens, but it was a great, I love conversations.
Can
like
you
that, though.
okay, can you just tell me about the history of black in America, the history in the ancient
If you
time or
really want to
something
know
like
the
that?
history of blacks in America, before slavery happened, there was a lot of black business owners and proprietors. Then the South started doing more slavery. The real reason for slavery in this country is the cotton gin. If you read
What?
history, what happened when
No, come on.
dude, stop. Listen to what I have to say, and if you think I'm full of it, then you tell me I'm full of it.
I'm not saying that you're full of it.
Suicide,
but-
I'd request
but
you. Suicide, I would request you to just let me listen
No,
to
no,
him.
no.
Then you say.
It's okay, man. It's okay, man.
Then you
It's
say.
okay, man.
When he's done speaking, that's when you can say what you want to say.
When he's done, it's okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I'd just request you.
That's
In
okay.
reality,
it's fine.
if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, and the reason for the proverbial Civil War, and the Civil War was fought using the words of slavery to free the slaves. That's not the reason the Civil War was fought. The reason why the Civil War was fought was two reasons. The North was a manufacturing section of the country. The South was the industrial complex of the financial side of the country. They had all the wealth. The North had all the manufacturing. That's the main factor why the North
South
won, because they had most of the manufacturing. The South
Yes, that's correct.
had the financials, and they used slave labor to increase their financials.
No, they used employees.
Stop. A lot of it was developed by cotton, and they were on the verge of stopping slavery because picking cotton by hand was financially good, but taking the seeds
Who had the
cotton
wealth? The
plant
black people.
was very difficult. Then the cotton gin was developed, and the cotton gin made what took 12 people to produce a ball of cotton down to one person. Those 12 people were able to go pick more, so the development became furious and they became very wealthy. The wealth is what created, because they want to secede from United States and not obey their laws, because they were paying for the North. The only thing that slavery did was, once you took the slaves out of the scenario, they couldn't produce the wealth that they were producing off the backs of another person. Once that happened, let me ask you this. If this was true on everything with slaves, why is the South more black than white? Predominantly. They still live there. They still prosper. They have their businesses there. They have everything. There's racism going on. Of course there is.
Of course,
in every country there's racism going on. But
what you're saying is the fact that they, or what you believe, is a difference. It's a difference to the world. No, it isn't. In 1792, they started making in UK. I can't get this bloody bottle of beer open. They were currently making
radio.
They were making wool mills, and they were making cotton mills and all the rest of it. But wool was the first thing that was coming over, right? So
what do you mean coming over?
Well, you think that it was what? You believe that it was a brilliant idea by someone who just happened to believe that, oh, we can do something with cotton. No, it happened in the UK. It was in Yorkshire where the cotton mills were, well, they were prevalent. Yeah. Now,
so what you're saying,
if you want to really go back in it, yes, all of the people who were working in the cotton mills in the 1800s were black. Yeah. Now, what I want to ask all of you is that why can't you accept the fact that black history and white history and all of the other history is exactly the same? Because it's, do excuse me, I'm just looking through some drawers and stuff. Because
I'm totally
it's
missing
not
your point here.
What?
It's kind of a little.
Because what you believe that it's about race and not about people.
No, you said it was about race.
No, I didn't say it was about
I did not
race.
say it was about race.
See, I'll just get confused. Yeah, I'll just get confused. I'm
Right?
sorry. I'm sorry,
So,
radio.
so okay then, is it about people then? Or is it about race? If Black Lives Matters, right? What is that? Is that about
Black Lives Matter is about changing our country.
Black Lives Matters is about not having police people abusing black people, right? Now,
Boy,
Black
are you
Lives
brainwashed.
Matters. No, that's exactly what, if you look on Wikipedia, is exactly what Black Lives Matters is.
Black Lives
Black
Matters,
Lives Matter.
that's their mantra. But their mantra is not true.
Their mantra
You call
is
it
not.
mantra in
I-
English
I-
as
I-
well?
So they want to say
that-
Black Lives Matters, but Black Lives don't fucking matter. Right. Well, to be quite
Well-
honest, my friend, yeah, I'm going to sit here, right, and I'm going to sit in my 1-bedroom, 250 meter squared apartment.
Why do I care about that?
Yeah. Why?
I don't care about where you
Radio,
live.
what you said
because-
is, what you said is
because
there were
because it matters, doesn't it? Because
No,
it
it
matters.
doesn't matter. It does
Yeah,
not
of course
matter
it
where
does.
you live.
No,
What
of course it
to
matters.
me
Come
and to
on,
this
fucking
show,
think about
what's
it.
on your mind. And you're saying
No,
Black Lives
my
Matter
mind.
is
All right then.
protesting the abuse
So,
of the
right.
police department on blacks.
Right. Fucking tell me something. Are you black?
I am.
Right. What's your
No,
name?
you
mate?
aren't. As per your pick, you aren't radio.
Thank
I
you.
feel.
That's what I'm talking about, looking at your information. I just said I am, but Vinny knew I was white because he's looking at my picture. Why weren't you
What?
looking at my picture?
I see.
Because I'm standing up.
No, I
getting
thought
a
it were
drink.
you. I'm sorry. I thought it were you.
No,
Right.
that's okay. The point is you're
No,
saying
the
Black Lives
point
Matter.
is,
Your mantra
are you black?
is about the police department beating up
No,
black
it's
people.
not about the fucking police department. Don't talk absolute
What I'll do
bullshit
is
to
just go
me.
and make tea. Let your podcast be like, I'll just be a part of your podcast, lurking. That's it.
I want to hear from the gentleman who said that he was black.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm not black.
So,
I just said that to piss you off.
are you black then?
Why do you need to know this?
Because I want to know.
No, you do not want to know. You want to use it as ammunition.
No, I don't want to
Why would
know
I give
about
you
ammunition or anything like that
Your heart
bullshit.
is not a
Because
heart of goodness. Your heart
Radio.
is a heart
you
of
want to
looking
use
attack.
what it is you want to use it against the general population.
Absolutely, yes. I am what you're calling, whatever you want to call me, I am it. Have
You're
it. Call me whatever
right
you
then.
want. Go for it. Do it. I want you to start naming things that are wrong with me because you're such a better person than I am. I am so glad that you came on this show and you're showing me the light. I'm going to call you Jesus. Jesus, thank you very much because you are leading me to the promised land. But you'll probably
Radio.
end up
I
putting me
really
in
feel
the
that I
hall.
could speak good English like you. I really feel that I could speak good English like you.
sorry, Indian dude. we're kind of having a horrible thing at the moment.
No, we're not having a horrible thing at the moment. You know what we're
No,
having?
because because you believe that I am going to call you a black person and call you something different than you are. No,
Why
because
in the world do you
if
need to know?
if
See,
you
no,
believe
if you were a part of the show when I first started it today, when Vinny got on, the name of the show is "What Do You See?" And this is exactly
what
what
do I
it's all
see? I
about.
see
What
fucking
do you
nothing.
see
That's the
when you see
thing,
another person
right?
walking
But
down
what
the
do
street?
you see?
Firstly, this
No,
dude
I'm
speaks like the
terribly
way as
sorry.
if
I'm
we hear
terribly
it.
sorry. I don't. And again, I'm going to have to ask your name.
You know my name; it's right on the thing.
And right, but that's
Oh,
it.
I
No,
apologize. My show is Radio Russell. My name is Russell.
I'm having a
right,
power
Russell.
outrage.
Right, and you're a black person.
No, I am not.
All right, then you're a purple person.
I'm a purple person,
Yeah,
and so are
but
you.
at the
and
same
so is
time,
Vinny.
but for the love of God, you've got to fucking realize that this is an absolute load of stupidity. Black Lives Matters. Yes, of course, Black Lives Matters. Yeah? My life matters. Yeah? Your life matters. And so I can't fucking open this beer. Right? And it's an absolute terrifying fucking.
Let me ask you something. Why did you join this show?
Why did? Would you
You
like
were
the?
looking
On,
for
would you? Would
podcasts,
you like
and you
the?
have
Would you like the?
podcast.
Would you like the? Would
What
you like
made
the
you
honest?
decide to join the show?
Would you
Or
like
did
the
you
honest answer?
Part of it
Or
when
would
you
you
were
like me
listening.
to tell you some lies?
Say that again. I'm sorry. Who's telling you lies?
Would you like the honest answer, or would you like me to tell you some lies?
Tell me the honest answer. Why did you join the show?
Because I'm alone.
That's cool. So, but I mean, I'm talking about the show because
The whole reason that I joined this podcast is
there's
because I'm
1,000
alone.
podcasts out there.
There's 1,000 podcasts, but
Right.
yours has got something that is telling me that is not
Okay,
right.
no problem at all. So that's the reason. I didn't know if you were hunting for a particular topic or a subject or whatever.
Oh God, no! I'm just my friend. I suffer. I suffer from anxiety, and I suffer from depression. So
let me ask you
when
something. If you feel this way, why don't you just get out on the balcony? Because everybody's huddled inside. Okay,
why don't I get out on the balcony?
get some
That
fresh
sounds like
air, or
you're trying-
sunshine, or something like
That
that.
sounds kind of like you're trying to ask me to kill myself, my friend.
Dude, I'm going to tell you something right now. To even bring up that subject,
Well,
it's
if you were gonna kind of, you know what I mean, work things around.
you want to know
and
something?
that's it.
I think there are services out there that should be able to help you out. Unless you want to come to the United States, and I can get you in with the VA center over here. They have a nice little hotline that you can help out with, if that's where you're heading with this. I mean,
Dude.
even your name suggests this. I'm
Of
here
course it
trying
is.
to help my country better itself from what it
How are
was
you
only
trying to
5
help you?
months ago.
How are you trying to help your country?
Putting the word out that what's going on is not right. When I was growing up and doing business, people loved each other.
Which
Now they
thing
don't
that
love each other.
which thing that you believe is not the
I
right
guess
thing?
that's not the question you should be asking. The question is what do you believe?
No, the question is that you're saying that you have been
I'm not.
doing
It
this
doesn't matter
for
what I
X,
believe.
X
I'm
amount
going
of
to stick
time.
to my belief. You
So
said I
what is
cannot
your
change your
what is
mind
your
no
belief
matter
then?
what.
What's
So
your
my
belief
belief
then?
is my belief. So
Yep,
what you
that-
believe is what you believe. The only person that can change a person is that person. It goes for whether you're drunk, whether you're on drugs, whether you're fat, skinny, stop smoking, or whatever. The only person that can make you change is them, is you. So if you want to change, you're going to have to change. But you have to
When
accept the fact that what you know or what you feel needs to be changed is wrong or not right for you, so you need to change it.
yeah, so when you believe, when you in the grand scheme of things believe that the wearing of face masks and social distancing is good for your own country, so that's a
No, I don't think it
large
is.
thing. What?
I
Are
don't
you
think
on
it is.
crack? Are you on crack?
No, I don't do drugs.
You might want to speak to a few people who may or may not be on this podcast.
You mean
Uh,
to talk to somebody like my friend who's an epidemiologist who agrees with me 100%?
No, I'm considering someone who might want to sell you some crack.
Why would I want crack?
Because
Just because I don't believe in social distancing and wearing a mask? Because somebody on TV told me so? You believe them so much,
are
you're
you
staying in your apartment. Anyway,
are
we're going to
you
have to
on
change the subject
are
over
you
to back to where it was.
are you honestly
because-
that fucking thick? Are you honestly that stupid?
All right, dude. If we can't get back
No.
on subject, I'm going to have to say thank you very much.
No, I'm still here. It's okay. But at the same time, my man, come on. You've got to think about the world. You've got to think about other people other than yourself. Just because you don't want to wear a mask.
Well, let me ask you this. If it's so bad, why are other people out if they think it's that bad? They should stay in their houses. I don't think it's bad at all. I don't think we should get rid of concerts and football games and going to movies and being out at the beach. And I think all of that should come back full force because that's not having an effect on what's going on in the world. It's BS.
Well, radio
Prove me
thing that,
wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove me
well,
wrong.
radio,
Okay, I'll prove you wrong. When
Radio. Suicide,
What
can
do
I
you
speak
think about
something,
this,
please?
Vinny? Do you think I'm right or wrong for not believing social distancing and wearing a mask?
See, on a serious note, I feel that it's kind of a little wrong, radio, because it's like it's a pandemic. It's like a natural and all, so it's better for us to wear the mask unless we get a confirmation that we have our world and the country you're living in has completely gotten rid of COVID. We can't
Right,
afford
let
to
me-
just like take a risk.
let
Though
me
it
give you
sounds
some.
kind of a
We
little
take a risk
kiddish,
every
radio.
day with
I
every
agree.
virus and every disease that's out there in the world.
See,
Everything out
everybody, it's
there is
like
going
everyone
to
is
cause something.
hospitalized and all. Even like they were
Right.
having, it's like, it's like it's a pandemic, right? It's like the symptoms, like we have to follow the precautions which everyone has still told, like because it's a matter like,
Yeah,
anything can happen sometimes, we never know
Well,
what happens.
here's what's funny about this is they're saying, now I do not believe their numbers, but they're saying 100,000 people have died in the United States from coronavirus.
no, they
As
haven't.
of today, that's the numbers they're saying.
No, they
And
are just doubling the figures. They are just doubling the figures.
they're doubling the figures. I agree with
they're
you.
not.
That's why I don't believe them. That's why I do
But
not believe
I
it.
really
No.
feel that taking the precautions is not taking the precautions is like right. I feel that we should take the precautions like whenever
So
we are
if
going
that's
out and
true,
all.
now I agree with you on that. Now, if that's true, we should take the precautions of every year
Yes.
doing exactly
You
the
should
same
wear
thing.
the
No,
influenza.
not every year. Unless we get a confirmation that we have, like, our whole world has completely gotten rid of COVID. Till
Do you
then, we have
realize
to take
right?
it.
Yeah, right now, influenza in the United States has killed over 200,000 people. How come we're not
course it
doing the
has.
same kind of cautions over that than we are with Corona?
because there's in a sense
Do you agree
there
with me,
is
Radio?
About which I say it
About
again.
wearing the mask and social distancing till the time
yes
we get a
I
confirmation regarding to
agree
the fact.
100%.
I'm going to tell you both that I do not. The only time I wear a mask is when I go to the casinos to gamble.
No, it's like
Or
the whole world does it,
Well,
Radio. The whole world does it, right?
I'm sorry,
how
my
in
friend.
the world? How can I wearing a mask save the entire world and planet?
Because
How
you're
can I-
saving the next person, you fucking tool.
What are you talking about, dude? You
Yeah,
need to
if
get a
you-
life
if
and
you-
actually
if
learn how to
you wear-
discuss. Well, you
if
should
you-
take. You know something? Vinny is a lot younger than you are, and he makes more sense than you do because he wants
If
to get the point
you
across, and he
wear-
doesn't swear and call people names.
Sorry, I just get a little bit angry.
Just, I don't care if you're angry. Be angry, but you don't have to insult somebody
Well,
because of what
Yeah,
their
yeah,
viewpoints
Radio.
are.
I am that much
No,
well mannered.
because you're
I'm
being
that
an
well mannered.
idiot.
Don't worry. I've been taught to never like use such words and all. It's kind of disrespecting
I'm terribly
someone.
sorry, but you're being an idiot.
Well,
Yeah, I'm a weirdo,
you don't
right?
even have to apologize. That's the thing. That's what I
No.
was getting at through all of this. Nothing. I'll give you an example of the reason why I have such a problem with the social distancing and the masks. Now, suicidal.
No, but Radio, on a serious note, we don't want you to follow the proverb like a burnt child dreads the fire. Okay?
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you. Okay.
please,
This-
no,
this
no,
is the
just
way-
don't feel bad, dude. Don't feel bad. I didn't
No,
mean to
trust me.
disrespect.
I get more flack from people trying to force me into their viewpoints than allowing me to have my viewpoints when I'm walking around without a mask. They become very judgmental. And I says, what are
I
you doing?
think you're just like feeling a little bored. I feel like, just doing all of
Well,
such petty stuff
they
and all.
should
I think
be.
it just kinds of makes you feel bored. Like, still we haven't gotten rid of COVID, and like, we have to make wear it again and again. Like we
Right,
made a habit
exactly.
of
Well,
it and all.
here's the
I
thing
think it
about
just
this.
makes you bored. I feel Radio is just making you bored. I feel that's why.
It
Make
makes
me
it
bored.
makes him feel it makes him feel like a big man. Like he
Not
believes
like
that
a big
he's
man. According to me, it's just like killing you in a way inside. I feel like that, or like making you feel irritated. Radio. I feel like that. That's why you're saying that. I feel, but I really
no,
think
no,
that
no.
you should take
I
the
love your
precautions.
judgment.
But
I
yeah, but
think-
if he does,
I
but if
believe that you're
but if he
wrong.
doesn't wear his mask, then he's kind of like being a big man and saying, "Well, I
Well,
don't
I didn't
care."
say a big man though. I didn't say a big man. I felt like little. He felt a little irritated
Well,
because of wearing it.
he's a little
by
man.
that rationale, nobody should be in the streets protesting anywhere in the world about anything.
Of course.
Because
See,
they should
even they
bow
can
down
protest
to
wearing
everything
masks,
that is
right?
told to them.
They can protest wearing masks. They should just make sure that
No,
the world is.
no. That's not right. You just are saying because
Yes, that's right.
I wasn't wearing a mask, it makes me feel like a big man.
I didn't say a big man. I didn't say.
Well,
No,
Radio.
it
you're-
feels like I'm
you're-
hurt inside, and suicidal said big man.
No, you're confusing
No,
me with this suicide. You're confusing me
No.
with suicide, Radio. You're
No,
confusing me with him.
You're believing that you're a big man because you don't wear a mask. I wear a mask every day.
Why?
Every time I go to the shops.
Why? Let me ask you something. I went shopping the other day.
But
They
radio,
require-
can you tell
they
me what's
require a
wrong
mask
in
to
protesting
go
wearing a
into store
mask?
shopping. They require a mask to go into the store shopping. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I understand the fears and the scared tactics that the US uses. I'm
Exactly.
in there walking around looking in the fruit section. I see a lady wearing a mask, literally shorts and a t-shirt, crawling on top of the vegetables to grab well, it was a pile of
Oh,
bananas
fuck off.
way in the back.
You didn't
Why
fucking
would she
say
do that if she cared about everybody else around her?
You didn't fucking say that.
Are you calling
Come
me a
on.
liar?
Yes. Yes, my friend.
Have a
I
nice day.
am calling.
Sorry about that, Vinny. I just ended all the calls because he called me a liar when I was telling him the truth. And that there, my friend, Mr. Suicidal. Have a nice day. Vinny, if you want to call back, that's fine. Okay, Vinny. Sorry about that, man.
See, it was a very confusing choice for me. I really, it's a hats off that you both were arguing. I'm not like one of those who love debating and all, but I'd just like to be a good
Debates are good,
listener.
man. They're good. But when I was telling
No,
him the
kind of
actual
like
story of
debate
what
in a
happened,
sense, like, he was calling your pros to be a con, you were calling his pros to be a con, and also the way he was speaking. To be fair, I'm not trying to be offensive. I feel that it's just
trust me.
that, no, I feel that it's just that he's autistic. I feel he's autistic. I feel, I
Right.
really felt the way he was speaking. It was just he was
Well, what was
autistic.
interesting about that, and I don't think I tried to get my point across to him, and he never got it. He said that, and he made his point very well, that you
No,
cannot
it's
change
not like
people's
we should be
beliefs.
proud. We should not have a arrogance or a pride of like whatever we know, or like we should never think that whatever we know is right. It's like we should respect the viewpoint of the other person as well. And also sometimes it happens like even we are wrong sometimes. It's not we are
Yes.
God who can be always right, dude. It's like he used to think that only he is right, and he used to come up
And he
abusing or
wasn't allowing
humiliating you.
other people's viewpoints in. See, now he's trying to call back
But
in. and
I kindly disagreed with the fact that you said that not wearing the mask and all. I didn't say that you're a big man and all. I also felt like that you must be irritated or annoyed with it because it's a kind of like it also sweats the mouth area and like that or like I just felt like that. But it's like I think as an innocent civilian you should just take the precautions unless and until we get a confirmation like from the sources or from the WHO and all who are working to get rid of COVID. Like unless we get a confirmation
here's the
that we are
point.
getting.
Right. You're absolutely right because he was going off tangent. Now, to let you know, when I go into a grocery store, I'll wear a mask.
Yes.
But my question is, I'm in a grocery store with 2,000 people, all
Okay.
wearing masks. But I'm not allowed to go into a salon to have my hair cut with one person.
Oh.
That's the problem right there. That's where the deceit comes in at. They allow
I think,
people wearing a
I
mask to
think,
go into 1,000 people's store, but with a one-person store, they're not allowed to go into.
like in the solo proprietor, am I right?
Exactly. Well, and that I don't know if you have Costco's there or Wegmans or Walmarts or whatever.
We have we have malls here, but we also have
Right.
salons and we also have like the barber
They
shops as
allow
well.
people to go into these in mass numbers.
But
But the small
when they allow
businesses
it?
that really are making us business work, like your small convenience stores, your tobacco stores, your candy stores, your hair salons, your gyms, and this kind of stuff, they have a small volume. They're not allowed to have people come in. That's the
I'm
problem.
sorry. Can you repeat what you said? Can you repeat what you said? Please repeat it.
Oh, okay. With a big chain store, huge mega mall, you get
Mhm.
thousands of people in there.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah, I
learn
got
when.
that. And in the solo proprietors business, like the barber shop and the small shops, it's like
Right.
only one
They have to
person is
stay
allowed.
closed because they're causing the virus to be spread. That's the
Oh.
hypocrisy that's going on.
Mm.
So,
I feel
Vinny,
that they should at least allow 2 or 3 people to sit in the waiting area, maintaining a social distance in those
my
small
friend,
shops.
that's exactly it, but they don't allow that. They actually are pulling and making these people shut down because of that. I do have to cut this short because my time went over by about 20 minutes. I love it. Vinny, it's been a real pleasure. Follow me if you can. If
Well,
you want to know
really,
more,
radio. When do you podcast? Do you have a schedule or something?
no, not yet. We're trying to set up a schedule now, but mostly I try to
But I
get on
really,
about
because of that guy, I was not able to understand the most of the part of the history. I'm sorry. It was quite a chores for
no
me.
press about it. If you want to know more about me, you can always go to Amazon.com. I have a book called Fear, Profits, and Nothing. You should check it out. I'm going to try to be on the air again tomorrow at this time. So check in,
This
okay?
time, the time which is right now, the time which is currently happening.
Yeah, your time is the time for me. Here it's going to be about 5:30ish. I don't know what time it is there.
It's 6:13 in the morning for me.
Oh, geez. Dude, I'm sorry.
No, I've been staying up for the whole night. Don't worry about that.
Okay. No, it'll be about the same time. I'm going to try to get on tomorrow about the same time. My friend, I do have to go. Thank you very much, everybody.
Wait. What's the name of your time zone, dear? What's the name of your time zone?
I'm Pacific time.
Pacific in the morning, 5:30 in the evening.
No, it's 5:30, almost 6 o'clock tonight in the evening right now.
In the evening, right?
Yeah, I'm evening time.
It's gonna be 6 a.m. for me. 5:30 in the evening is gonna be 6:30 for me. 6 o'clock in the morning. So you're gonna be podcasting at 6 in the morning, 6 in the evening, right? You're gonna be podcasting at 6 in the
My time. It'll be
Yeah,
6
so
o'clock.
it's gonna be
your time.
Yeah, it's gonna be 6:30 for me. If it's 6 in the evening for you, it's gonna be 6:30 for me in the morning. Do you
That
understand
is
me?
correct. We'll talk more
Anyways,
again.
I want to discuss about this history. Okay.
That's perfectly fine. We can do that. Absolutely. But I do have
Okay.
to go. Thank you very much. My
Okay.
name is Russell Mays. This is Radio Russell, podbean.com. Check my book out, Fear, Profits, and Nothing. You can pick it up on Amazon.com. People out there, I love you. Thank you very much for joining the show. You take care now.
Mhm.
Bye-bye.